What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at the G.I. Joe Classified Series Night Attack 4-wheel drive Stinger and Driver. So this is cool, getting the Cobra Stinger to face off against our G.I. Joe's Vam. Of course, same vehicle, just designed a little bit differently. We'll have to compare that just to see the difference. Just one thing you can tell, obviously, besides the colors with black, it's got some red details, very much for Cobra there. But this time it has missile launchers on the back instead of the turret gun like the Vam had, which is cool. And of course, we see a little battle going on in the background. Of course, have our Cobra ferrets, which we got more recently as well. So just a lot of cool stuff that this can go with, of course, along with our his tank and everything else. Now this does also come with a Cobra driver, so just like a Cobra officer guy to drive the Stinger, so always got to have him. But if we spin around to the back of the box, we can see sort of the breakdown. So we had our figure and all its accessories, as well as our Stinger, and then of course the missiles and all sorts of effects and stuff to go along with that, which all looks pretty cool. And then just some like interior designs of the Stinger as well. So a lot of cool stuff going on there. So just another cool vehicle to add in with our G.I. Joes. So let me go and get this open out of the box and we'll take a look at it together. So here we have the Cobra Stinger and its driver. So the Cobra Stinger is Cobra's night attack Jeep that is armed with turret mounted rockets, as we see the red rockets there in the back. And it's pretty much just the Vam, just recolored. So it's going to be all the exact same base body and everything as the Vam, just recolored. And I will try to show you that comparison between the two. But we'll go and start with the driver. So it's just a Cobra officer. So it's going to have the exact same outfit and design between with all our other like Cobra officers and all that, just in the colors that go along with the Stinger. So I like a lot of the gray here, so it's got like lighter gray, and then like up on the chest and stuff, all the darker gray. So it has the face covering, which we see with all the other characters, to hide their identity. Has the mouth guard here in the red, so it has the mouth guard in the red, and of course the rest of the head covering with like in that lighter gray and the dark gray all around this hood. And then same with the rest of the body, so we get the red Cobra there on his chest. Has the straps, of course, going around there connecting to the back. Has all sorts of little different pockets. Love the red details on it. We have again like the officer style rankings on his arm, but shows for the Stinger, so it's got that little like Black Widow spider design, which the Stinger will have itself. The gloves on his hands, belt around the waist with some pockets and some holes there so we can store some accessories. A thigh holster here with a knife, or I should say a thigh sheath. Some knee pads there, and nice shiny black and black boots there on his feet as well, which look pretty nice. And overall, like I said, we've seen officers and Cobra troopers and stuff like this many times before, just a different color that goes specifically with the Stinger. And with this specifically, they are Cobra officers that graduated Cobra Stinger driving school, so they had to go to driving school just to learn how to drive the Stinger, which is kind of cool. Which I guess with all like the missiles and stuff, they probably have to use like targeting systems and all sorts of stuff like that inside, so that would make sense. But we'll do the movements on him, so his head will twist all the way around. As you see, it does have the lower neck, so it's sort of twisting there. But then we get the joint for the head itself, which is probably going to be stiff because you can see there is a hinge up in there. So it should be able to look back and forth, but it's real stiff. So yeah, it started loosening up there. So I can look up and down there quite a bit. Just got to get it loosened, but decent movement, especially with both those joints working together. Then we get the shoulder that comes up to 90, has the butterfly joint. It's real stiff. Not sure what's going on, but yeah, it's like barely moving, but it does have the butterfly joint in there. Just can't get it to move. And the arm will rotate around. We get the bicep twist and the double elbow joint that bends up that far. The wrist will twist all the way around and hinge back and forth, a little stiff once again. Then we get the ab crunch, so up on here we get the crunch with the cutout, so crunch back and forth, and then at the waist it'll crunch a little and twist all the way around. Then we go down to the hips that come up to 90 and out to the side. You can do the splits with those drop down hips, thigh twist all the way around, the double knee joint that'll bend up that far to the back, which isn't bad, the shin twist at the top of the boot, and the foot will flex back and forth and twist side to side. So pretty much the same joints as usual, just a little bit stiffer, it seems like on him. But like all other Cobra Troopers, comes with a lot of the same accessories. So we do get a helmet, of course, we can put on his head. Always like having the helmet. So there, he's got the helmet on his head. We do get the holder that goes on his back. So nice red holder there with the Cobra logo that we can peg into his back. So we can store his gun in there when we get to it. Then for weapons, first we get a knife. So the knife we've seen multiple times before with the Cobra characters, just in red this time. And it'll go into the sheath here on his leg. So it'll slide down in there. Then he comes with a pistol. So we get this pistol design, looks pretty nice. Of course, futuristic for the Cobra design and stuff, but still looks similar as well. And we do have a holster on his thigh, or I should say hip, because it is attached to the belt. And it's actually quite difficult to get it in there, pretty hard, especially with all the space going on here. And then his belt keeps falling off around his waist. And then we get a first of his gun. So we have this SMG style gun. Of course, has the magazine that can come out, which there's a slot to store back here. So there's this slot we can stick the extra magazine in if we want as well, but we'll use that for something else. We'll just leave it in this for now. And we can go and put this gun into his hand. So there he's got that gun. And then he also comes with this bigger gun. I want to say it's almost like an AK-47 style design, but it's cool. It's all black, but has red on the handle there, and has the magazine that comes out, which we can take that magazine, store it on the back of his belt, and then take this gun and it will fit into this holder here on the back. So it'll fit in there, and we can store that onto his back. And like I said, that extra magazine in his belt. So there he now has all of his weapons and accessories on him. So no extras to go along, which is really nice. And of course, just looks like all of our other figures. Nothing too crazy or different about him, just with different color designs that go specifically with the Stinger. But now that we have him, we can set him aside till we put him inside of the Stinger and take a look at the Stinger itself, which, like I said, is just a recolored version of the Vamp. So it's going to have all the similarities to the Vamp, at least pretty close to it. So this time it's all in this black and gray color, which looks pretty nice overall. Then it has the red details, of course, that fits nice with Cobra. So here's the side profile. Now the only difference is that this has the doors and the roof on it, where the Vamp was completely open, but we do get the little spider logo on there, which is pretty nice. So we get that spider almost like the Black Widow. Of course, Cobra logos on the sides. We get the steps to get up into the vehicle, all sorts of wording and stuff around it. So unlatch, so they'll be able to like open the doors and take the hood off and all that sort of stuff. We get the rear view mirrors there, so mirrors that actually do have reflection in it, which looks pretty nice the way they're reflected nice and shiny there. We get the tires on it, so the big tires that look pretty nice with the, like, of course, black tires, but the gray rims with the red around them as well, which look nice. We go to the front of it, so we get the brush guard in the front, but the guard here has like these spikes on it, or whatever you want to call it, almost like teeth there on the front. We get like tow hooks, so it says ram bar there. We do also get a winch, so we get this hook that we can obviously attach onto a vehicle and wheel it back in. So if something's stuck, we can pull that back in. We get the lights on the front here, which don't light up or anything, but nice designs in there the way they are. So we get the white lights up top with the yellow lights at the bottom. We get the shovel, very similar to like the Vamp had. So the shovel's on the front, we can take off. We get the engine here, so it's part of the engine sort of sticking out, and we do get this hood that opens up. You can see more of the engine inside there. And again, just go around to the side, we have the driver's side now. It's going to look very similar to the passenger side, and then we can go all the way around to the back, and we get a hitch here in the back. We get a platform to stand characters on to be able to like control the missiles if we want. I don't know why they'd be doing it from here, but you have that option. So we have the missile that just sticks on the back, which unfortunately it's not sticking too well. It just keeps falling off, it seems like. There it's more on, but we get that arm with the missiles, and then you can see into the back of the vehicle we get a yellow fire extinguisher. It says turbo, and of course our brake lights and all that in there. We'll go ahead and flip it over just so you see the bottom. Of course, nothing real interesting going on under there, but just so we have that. But we have the big wheel, so it moves back and forth. It does have what feels like some sort of shock, so you can actually, like sort of bounce it a little, which is nice. So we have all that, and then we can go to the inside. So we have the doors that we can open. So we have these gull wing doors that sort of open up to the side. Love how they have the red on the inside there, if I can sort of flip it around. So it has the red there, and then we can see inside the vehicle, which I don't know how much we can see. Obviously, you can take the doors and the roof off of this, and of course, I'm struggling to get off. I was going to take it off just so you can see better inside, because it's going to be way too dark. Yeah, I can't even see inside of there, but there's of course all sorts of control panels. We have the steering wheel, shifter, we have 2 seats obviously to put characters in, and all sorts of just little stuff going inside. Like I said, it's hard to really show anything. Maybe if we open that way you can see a little bit more of the control panels, but hard to really see anything that's going on there, but just a lot of like computer systems and everything. So it looked pretty nice. Of course, nice room to fit your characters inside of there as well. Like I said, it's got the gull wing doors that sort of open up there. We have the front windshield that opens as well. Love how it has that like tinting to it, but you can open up that down as well if you want characters like shooting out the front window or anything like that. So that looks pretty nice overall. Loving the little like light designs on top of the roof there as well. And like I said, you can take that roof off. I just have trouble getting it off, unfortunately. Overall looks pretty nice, but like I said, looks exactly like the Vamp we've had before. So nothing too crazy, just little minor changes to it to make the difference between the two. But as you saw with this, the one thing that makes it different is that we have the rockets on the back of it. So we get the turret mounted rockets there that look pretty nice, all in red, have the little designs on them as well. And we can put this on the back, so we have the big rockets there. Of course, it can twist around, it can angle up, angle down a little more. You have just very little movements to it. And the rockets, of course, we can take the rockets off, so they just detach like that if you want them. But pretty nice design for that, and I love how it makes it different. So it's not just a complete repeat of the Vamp. It does make it different with the rockets now instead of the guns on the back. And along with those rockets, we do get some effects. So like we've gotten with our bazookas and stuff in the past, we get some effects like these. Although I think they're reversed. You have to plug them in like this, but I think they should be reversed with the like fire in coming right out here and then the smoke at the back. So unfortunately, they put them on wrong, but you can just put these in the back of it. So it's like the missiles are shooting shooting off there. And then we also get some blast effects, so maybe we could set these like over towards our vamp or something and have these so like the missiles are crashing down around it. And then we also get these smoke effects or whatever around. Again, just more things you can stick on the grounds or around just to sort of fill out your display. And we've had all these before with, I forget what they came with, but we've had all these before, these same effects, just to add on your display, like I said, just to make it look like an actual battle's going on or something. But I think overall that looks pretty cool, and with having pretty much all that done now, we can put our driver in. So there's our driver in there, fits all nice and perfect, just like the last characters did. Of course, hard to get him in there with the roof on, so it made it a lot more difficult, but he still fits inside there, so we can have him sit. Of course, if you want to have that done, you can see a little bit better on the inside there, but we got our driver now inside, and I did pretty much have to take off all his accessories because he wouldn't fit in and get in there very easily with all of them, so I had to take them off. But there we have our complete Cobra Stinger now with the driver inside, and overall it's pretty cool. I really like the vamp, so having the Stinger now to go along with it, face off is pretty cool, like the colors and all that. Love the missiles on the back. I just wish we got the proper effects that could go onto it to make it look even better, but I think we got proper ones before, so we could easily just reuse those once again. But looks really awesome there. And of course we can bring in our vamp just so you can see that comparison. Hard to fit here, but yeah, gonna be the exact same vehicle, just reused. Obviously you can see the difference with the front designs there, just the minor stuff. Again, it's like the extra little accessories and stuff that they changed between the two. Again, the vamp doesn't have the roof and doors, so the Stinger has that. And again, the difference between like the 50 cal guns and the missiles now on the back, which I do like that the Stingers are using missiles and stuff. It makes them like stand out quite a bit, but everything else about it's going to be pretty much the same. Back will be a little bit different, how this one has like the gas canister and that sort of design there on the back, where this one has the place for characters to stand and stuff if you want, which I do like that as well. Phil, this one needed that, which I assume we could probably pop it off that one and put it on this one. I assume there's probably not much difference in the design, and because I want it for someone who could be actually like up here controlling the guns and stuff. But both look pretty cool, and like I said, now that we have both of them, they can face off on a battlefield together, so we can have the Stinger coming at the vamp there, sort of colliding on the battlefield. But both look really cool, and this Stinger is just awesome. Really like the design. Just another cool vehicle to add into our G.I. Joe Classified Series collection. But let me know what you thought of the Cobra Stinger and its driver down in the comments. And if you enjoyed my review, let me know with that like. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button to see more. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.